Erokamano sana. Dhok e juok. Wach e juok. Ka ikuong'o ng'ato mohinyre, mano juok. Ok ber ka ok warito dhogwa. English translation. The mouth is a witch. It can bring bad omen. What is uttered from the mouth can bring good or bad omen. Dhok e juok. Aya, koro
No, go the bell.
inyalo penjo penja minyalo wacho.
Onge watch. The bell, onge. For now.
Koro, the next 3. Adek mabiro gi deal kod guok. Guok important is LUO stories. Guok important. Aya. Guok ema ng'ok to nang'o. Guok ema ng'ok to nang'o. Mani iwacho ka iwacho gimojo.
Go ahead.
Mani iwacho ka ng'ato otamre gimoro ma oumo iye piny nokodwa to bang'e olokre ni koro oyie gino ni ber kendo bende odwaro mondo omiye. Mani iwacho ni ng'ama onge kumochung'ie onge kumochung'ie motegno. Ma ing'iso ng'ama onge kumochung'ie motegno. Ochako nokodwa gino to tamre kabisa bo umie piny nokodwa. To bang'e kendo olokre ni koro odwaro ni gino ber. To odwa en momiye gino. English kata English kata English. Asome backwards. It is a dog that vomits and licks its own vomit. It is said of a person who rejects a proposal or an idea but sooner than later changes to support it. This is a person who cannot take a firm stand on an issue.
Lacks principles.
Onge kumochung'ie. Moro. Number 4. Guok maling' ema kecho. Guok maling' ema kecho. Ng'ama jaling' ema nyalo timo gimoro mabuogo ji. Onge ng'ama ong'eyo pache. Ng'ama jaling' en ng'ama jabedo mager kendo ng'eyo kore tek. Ng'ama jaling' ema nyalo timo gimoro ma buogo ji. Onge ng'ama ong'eyo pache. Ng'ama jaling' en ng'ama jabedo mager kendo ng'eyo kore tek. A dog which does not bark is the one that bites people. A person who is always quiet is the one who is usually strict and cruel. Is the one who is usually strict and cruel. Obodo gima joji nikech cruel ni takia but strict awinjo but kojaling then cruel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never watch it. The translation in English gets lost sometimes. Yeah, but what broadly? Yeah.
Guok piere aluoda ni lweny. Guok piere aluoda ni lweny. Guok piere aluoda ni lweny. Ma en ng'ama osiko mana kadhao. Oneno mana ni ber ka ji gore. Onyalo yenyo mondo ojimb lweny. Mano ng'ama osiko mana ka dhaw.
There was a cat.
Na lal. Okay. Aduoke. Guok piere aluoda ni lweny. Ng'ama osiko mana ka dhaw. Oneno mana ni ber ka ji gore. Onyalo yenyo mondo ojimb lweny. In English, a dog which is always ready for a fight. A person of a quarrelsome character who often instigates a fight. In life, we should be aware of such people and learn how to neutralize them.
Awinji.
Yeah.
Kech waduogo wabro duogo analyze gi koro achiel kachiel. Emomiyo
mano asetieko mar abich.
Correct, yeah.
Koro anyalo dhi kodgi from top.
Kawuono in gabich.
Dong en ga abich pile?
Sabro jamedo achiel. Kagi mi.
Wane. Nikech naparo igeno gwend maori. Igeno gwend maori. Igeno gwend maori. Geno ahinya gimoro ma ok bitimre nyalo ketho chenro. Geno ahinya gimoro ma ok bitimre nyalo ketho chenro. Akia kana lal, George.
Ni lal actually. Ni lal. Yeah. Completely.
Nikech awinjo koduogo.
Yeah.
Igeno gwend maori.
Mano medo achiel.
Mano achiel.
Namba 6, igeno
gwend maori.
Okay, kanyo nitie vocabulary ma kata no kawinjo. Igeno gwend maori.
Igeno ahinya gimoro ma ok bitimre nyalo ketho chenro. Odhi lal na.
Iwinja? Antie.
Awinji koro.
No, antie, mute antie.
Geno gimoro ahinya ma ok bitimre nyalo ketho chenro. English, you have hope on Maori's chicken. You have hope on what may never occur. Being too optimistic can be a hindrance to what you planned to achieve. Being too optimistic can be a hindrance to what you planned to achieve.
Awinji maler. But you see, it goes back to Gima Wachocha, because we are now going to analyze a few of them. But you see, it is very, when you go watch LUO, it's very short. Igeno gwend maori. 3 words. Just words are taken. Igeno gwend maori. 3 words. That's it. And it makes sense to us. We know what it's saying. You may not even need to analyze it. You just need to correct yourself. It was meant to correct you, or if it was meant to correct a situation that you are in. But now, in translating, it's almost a paragraph, a whole paragraph.
Maori's chicken.
Maori's chicken, yes. Yeah, but yeah, kora baron korwanyalo dok malo. To yeah.
Mia pachi iginegi. Then York.
Okay, in other terms, deo gimoro, and especially ki deo ngat assuming ni de wat kata ogo koko nduru. Ide. Koro itamo sound no wuok. So in the other sense, en ni de nyuok, ke samoro a he-goat can be very noisy. Now, maybe he's making a lot of noise and people are talking and all that. I'm taking it literally first. It just literally says it's the nyuok, because nyuok is a he-goat. Is to strangle. Koro is like literally in strangle the he-goat. So what it's basically, if the goat
Ilal telo.
he-goat is
Ilalo kwa winji kata.
making a lot of noise all the time, people are that we can hear other voices.
Awinji.
Yes.
Ni ilal na aparon connection na no kelo shida ba. Ogine matin. Okay. Awinji.
Yes. So and mane kaka awinjo, but it in essence it talks about you need to have a break and give other people also a turn, even if it's talking, even if it's sharing something. You can't just take a lot without considering others. Mane gima.
Ingeo gima interesting kod wachni kod proverb ni en kod ngero ni en ingeni sheng bentie kod dholuo mang'eny. En gi dholuo, Kuyu, ang'o but nitie specific words mo ai dholuo. Koro wachni ka ng'ato ji ne ywanjaga kata gimadho ndawa, to wachni kata min gi obiro to giwacho nyonga hiyo kitu nde gino, ok ni sime deye.
Yes, nyonga hiyo. Yes.
Nyonga hiyo kitu. So obiro gi that context ma dholuo nde nyuok. Koro de gino toleza gine irogo matin. Ma next no George ni apati dhok ejuok.
Dhok ejuok. It says a lot of things, but it's only 2 words. Dhok ejuok. Actually, okay, 3 words kiketo my dear. But it says a lot. One thing magino mino can come to my mind quickly also, and manani, you need to speak possibly about kata mana your children, kata anyone, because negativity, whatever your mouth brings out.
Jakia nen network na kose network nikech ilal. In Milan.
Ilwar donge. Aneni, okay.
In Milwar. Okose an malalo.
Okay. So, yeah, koro dhok ejuok. It means ni what comes out of the mouth. And also biblically, kataka koro joma somo Biblia, jogo mohero masomo Bible. Biblically, it's also there. The tongue, this small tongue here, it can burn the world, or if you depending on what comes out of it. So it kind of, if there are bad words coming out of your mouth, they have got effects. If there are good words coming out of your mouth, they also have got their own things they will build. So dokejuok, whatever comes out of your mouth can be the witch. So you can be a witch by what you are saying. It can curse, because we can curse. There are people who believe they can talk something bad and it curses you. So that is literally how I see it. Dokejuok. What comes out of your mouth is very important. It can either build or destroy. Manega kanene Ramoth.
Natemo manyo in the files kamigo about achieni. Nikech machien. Nikech wachon kichieno ng'ato. Nitie a whole chapter of chieno ng'ato. Why it is important. Awache kama. Asome matin. Just a little bit. Wachon chieno ng'ato. Koro ka giluonge na chieni. Nikech mano itimo kod dhogi. Mano itimo kod dhogi. Iwinja?
Yes, awinjo.
Yeah, itimo kod dhogi. So wacho en a whole chapter, almost 3-4 pages just discuss achiel. Wach kama matin. The procedure in the Luo caste called Achieni is exactly the inverse. The matter of juok causing sickness, madness, blindness, and finally death. Death is called into a human body. It is language which brings the universally existing matter of juok through patient, repeated, and strong talk to high concentration. Jogging. This network people. Even Jakoro.
Awinji. Idhi matin tiduogo awinji.
So to strong talk to high concentration. These doses of juok will then infect the cast person's body as the so-called matter of Achieni. Adun Martin. The irony of the procedure resides in the fact that the cursing person will never get satisfaction while alive. That is acting while still being a human being, as if it were already dead, already a spiritual matter itself. In Achieni, the part of juok which exists in every person, and particularly in its language, is made active and directed from outside one's own existence, from the grave, towards the wanted human being. Mano Mos, George Akito Gino bit complex. Now Sawachon Luo is very low thought and very deep. But Gimomio Akelo Mano Mundi, you understand Gimomio that statement in short, Nikechoting a whole understanding behind it. Not for understanding the point, just to show Joluka shortened that thing like that. Ochal ikawa whole website, alafu ikawa the website on www.luoproverbs.com, alafu ikawa iti shorten, alafu ntie this systems meet nyalo tiyo go to make the website kendo very smaller, much smaller. Bobed kata inungo na digigi. Barcode kama. Ochal barcode kama. Ineno. It's the same thing majogitimo. It's a whole thought of how it is done, why it is done. Kichieno ngato which part of juok activate. Gamomi wacho dok en juok. Dok e juok. Ok en juok. Dok e juok. Giwacho gima profound. Dok e juok. Nikech kiwinjo kaka ng'ani wacho ni most George gini bomb here problem the whole time. So okaw energy ma juok no to yo kod dhoge an gi network moro mofuo saidi kawuono. So otiyo kod dhoge. So ineno kowacho ni dhok en juok, it seems is a very simple sentence, but itoke kanyo oketo gima deep. Mang'ama tiyo kod gino nyaka understand. Emomiyo wacho en important mondo warang dhowa. Ineno okowach kata okowach the words, owacho dhok itself.
Yes, the mouth as an organ. The mouth as an organ.
Yes. As an organ. Emomiyo mano is distinction. Ji mang'eny paro ni owacho the words. Owacho the mouth itself as an instrument. We should look at it. Any juok. Wanyalo create. certain to ogiwachacha create any positive affirmation kata negative affirmation. Ineno ma is much deeper. Nikech ma topic ni en about language, and they use kaka Joluo use language as a tool. Wa go like a me example. Luo is so interesting. Luo is so interesting. No, Niginyalo shorten the thing even to one letter. O. Pouring. Gino o.
Yes.
E. E.
E
Oyi
mar
kod oyi kod gino.
ng'ane
U.
iko gino.
U.
Travel.
U. U en pafada. Thuol miluongo ni pafada.
Yes, you're right.
So ineno, Luo is so interesting.
A letter is a whole concept. Is a whole.
A letter.
Yes.
A letter. Just
It's
one.
U paf ada actually U. It's just the letter U. That's it.
Only that U.
Yeah.
U. So Manegimana realized after some time, I realized this is so interesting.
Okay. Now
What in Morono?
connect
Yes.
for me, please, if it's possible. Because the mouth as an organ is a very when we Luo talk about the mouth as an organ, like you've explained it, it's not the words literally, but when they say dog in this context, it's the organ, not the words. So and then you talked a bit briefly about Chieno, where you have read for us a text, can you, about Chieno. You're connected. Okay. So the question is, Ramon, in terms of Chieno culture, Chieno ngato, or something that can happen, in terms of a parent and a child, kakiwachoga ni jonyuol ni a symbol you can do mikuo ngato is only from the mouth. So connect ni juok ni, can you me, I will understand because I know you're not in your regular place, but it's fine. So
but
they
in
can have a parent recording the connection between, there are three things here: a child, a parent, doesn't matter which parent, a parent, and then the mouth as an organ. So these actually dockage work, and then there is a belief a parent can curse you. Koro, what is the connection mar dok as an organ, nyathi kod the parent? And I've said the parent doesn't matter whether he's a mother or a father. Kawangyo and chieno. And then chieno, is it only related to Thor? Nikech chiena winjoga mostly, or we know ni ngane bro chieno to mostly refer gi ngamo tho. But we are talking about dok, which is an organ, which must only be active kangatongima. Briefly relate Gino for us. This one is very interesting. There's a dockage working, quite interesting.
Gini nonsense. Pochuna na manyi network moro ma nonsense. Iwinja telo.
Awinji, yeah. Awinji. All what to do quickly. So yeah.
And about gini, and very interesting nikech owacho dok juok.
Dockage work, yes.
Juok. In this instance, the idea my parent called the child. The idea my parent, the idea of parent called child of donge. In this sense, Giwacho Achien is one of the ways of getting revenge.
Okay.
He used language as a tool of revenge.
Okay.
And then in this context, ma gikuonge ok yud revenge, especially emom yonawachon obedo active kangacho seto.
Oh.
But owachoni the process emom yonachako with that Mom na chako with the point or describe kakangano create or there. Mom before no juok oken spirit.
Yes.
No. This is why. Okay, that is a very, 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 very wrong understanding of Kakalu operate. Or actually, joke is a creative principle. Koro otiyo kod dhoge atomako a part of this creative principle to tiyo kod dhoge mondo mi gino potency. Iwacho otiyo kod dhoge to miyo gino high concentration ma energy ma creating. Alafo bayo kuom ng'ato. The thing modwa create no bayo. Especially ke o seek revenge. Because the whole concept of Luo world and justice, everything having its place. Only justice, everything has its place and it's right. Everything.
So that there is a distinction between the organ and revenge. There is a revenge issue, and there is justice.
Emomi awachoni, ko wachoni doc edge work. It is a short sentence. Emomi na chako, it is a website. Emomi na bring it like that. And the deeper maybe you don't, it is a whole way of thinking. Ngentinde wa shorten gikmoko because of our religious thinking.
Yes.
So on everything before religion did not make sense. Neonge a science behind it. So by religion okamin mana Christi. I mean kata what we call science sani. Obedo. Or work from a method of understanding nature. Obedo religion by itself.
Yes.
Kadwang is in science proves and science says. There's evidence that. And then not only you do George Bochuna after this Bochuna amanya another network ma jokes. But Sani you don't AI or expose kaka jog you say but katimogi in you don't there are so many articles manti with fake citations. It has become a religion now. Yeah. It is then and if I want you to do something and it's in science says Africans this. There's no Katakiwajon Africans had the economy also. There's no scientific evidence that they had this. So Inyalo nullify a whole truth, Inyalo and the whole things by just saying science does not approve it. So I'm on religion or come in just Christianity, Islam and Gigi. I mean even thought systems because there are so many more religions than just Christianity and Gigi.
Correct.
Even things that do not appear to be religion. So Kwachon Dok edge walk. Kwachon edge walk, Kwachon Dok edge walk.
Yes.
Yeah. My is totally different from Kuong. It's way deeper. Okay, so the purpose
I get you. I asked that specifically because I know people might be asking themselves, but now, doc edge walk, with some, so we're using it's an organ. We're talking about it as an organ. That's fine, but that same organ, there is word walk in it, and then therefore it's very easy to ask ni walk. Does it mean ni mama unyalo iri? Because walk in Luo and kawe literally kendo bendo nyalo mino ni iro ngato jajuok en giwacho ni jajuok, but you see we normally lose it because juok in terms of juogi is not a bad thing, and it's not even spirit. I think the problem enga samwa what translate juogi to spirit, then we lose it because there is an issue there. Yeah, so I was asking so that
it is our religious thinking. I mean specifically
correct.
It is our religious thinking. Okay. The way we understand religions, good versus evil. So Okinyal introduce Nyasai to there is no evil. Ne kata the word, ne the word jachien. Jachien. Giti, the concept of chien, gikele, no, this jachien.
And Jachien is actually Satan, in being Satan.
Bas. So I don't know. Koronya kagi find a part of the culture which maginyalo demonize. Nikech that world does not make sense ka Nyasaye onge opponent. Kata kikeli science, you do the same problem. Yeah. No konyal bedo with or work from a system of understanding, system of knowledge, a system of inquiring information, a technique of there's the scientific method behind it. So one time no worry about the scientific method using African principles mondine kama manage justice, harmony, balance.
Yes,
Can you translate again? Kagidi Europe to lock this process. Okay, the process was not in there, but the symbols of the process. Olal. So there's in science versus everything else. So science is right, is God, and everything else is ignorance. Ignorance ka gikawa an Egyptian concept ma katakine there are movies, Marvel movies. Jikaka Thanos, jikaka Yowil Kod Morocha, Maoroga Silver Safa. Gin get chaos, gin total chaos. So science and order and the light. Science and the light, and then chaos and darkness. So Mano is very different. Code kata watch on doc edge work. You watch on in case work and a symbol and ginema creativity. And ginema creativity and a principle of creativity. Nyakabe distraction in it for creation. Nyakabe creation in it for distraction. In a cycle. So give a only work, it is one, but then these 2 or 3 or 4 sides. Yeah. So there's no division in it. One of the principles of my science, in harmony, the harmony of the concepts, the harmony of the principles. How manacho reciprocity. Guinea affect Guinea and Guinea affect Guinea. Okni Guinea is against Guinea. Mane difference ma African thought. Take moment amani kakati Guinea. Okay, Guinea Corona is very irritating.
Yeah, that sentence, take that and then you can change your work.
In Africa, until that harmony of concepts, they work together. It is against each other. Jogi, there has to be something is against. Yes, I nyaka bedigi.
Opponent.
There is none. The Iram, Shiva, the Katigine. How they will put it, people watching chaos and stuff. But give me the opposite. It did their movies, everything. Everything. Katakine documented. Nyakabed, this is the problem. This is the my more fight against. So give this approach a lot. So give this approach. Mane difference ma katakine no luo is that nijuo kinyalobe this but okay and this principle, but it has these several sides. And these sides give names. Kaka the destructive side ma juo kilongon. Juo kinyigala buo. And a different side. And a different side of Guinea. Jojo to the next. I'm up in Guinea, Penjokan.
We lost. No, we lost. We're losing you. How long does it take you to change this network? Because
Yeah.
I mean,
Awinjo, but also take a winjo.
yes, I think
No
that's
problem.
yes,
Mm.
yeah. To I
I'll
don't
go to the next one.
what,
Me watch
what
most komungadi. Continue.
no, I just wanted to nitie about something mad wa watch diere kanyo before kawa continue. Just to remind people ni Luo proverbs are not just old sayings. They are tools of wisdom, identity, and social guidance. They were taught to preserve values, shape character, and help each generation navigate life with wisdom. So the reason why I'm bringing that in as a reminder on our principles, why we talk about Luo proverbs and wise sayings, it's because you see one proverb in Luo that has got only 3 words can take a whole night to talk about, and you won't even be possible to possibly finish whatever whatever you wanted to put across, because it is intertwined with life, and that is why it's a proverb, because it to look for wisdom, uh just one proverb looks for all these things in Luo. In the same proverb you're looking for wisdom, in the same proverb you're looking for identity, and in the same proverb you're looking for social guidance. So what Ramot has been doing, we've talked about just one proverb almost for 10 or so minutes, because it entails all this together: wisdom, identity, and social guidance. So that really is the reason why Luo proverbs, it carries a lot. It carries a whole society with it. One can carry a whole society with it. It means a lot to the Luo community. Ramadhimbele.
Most but that's what watching. Emma now watching. So Emma me no check out these things. Okay, there's a whole. It's not just proverbs and a package. So watch camera. Okay, this is part of our history. Ma, it is not talked about. Kalu was 90 that area of Sudan, Egypt, all the way, Arabia, Saudi Arabia, Kamasani, Dongona, Arabia, all these things. And so several attacks, many attacks. People, Ginebiro, and attacking, and they wanted to take over. So one of the George Niwinja. Okay. Well, no. Come on, no one. Okay, come on, Egypt. Go Egypt. Idolo longe ni Misri. Ako kisaidia. Ilonge ni Gono. Aya. Kibiro piny kama iluongo ni Sudan, niluonge ni od rieko. Nikech lot ne timre, pyramids losre, science ne timre kanyo, heavy science ne timre kanyo. Koro niluonge ni od rieko. Malo niluongo ni Gono.
Gono.
Gono. Misri go mago gik mwawinjo nyoro. Nikech Kiswahili kod Bible. Kiswahili Bible.
The reason why I penjo Gono, not for the sake of it, actually. To kendo ok nakiaye, but Gono, especially when kids are growing up, we used to connect Gono and Apoyo. Apoyo pondi Gono. So it's very interesting. Ni that word is also connected to Egypt. Losa ne network nini? Jike losa ne network nino dakachia.
Hobala yo hede, hobala yo hede. Hobala yo hede, hobala yo hede. I cross the dry riverbeds as I sing in melodies. Hobala yo hede, hobala yo hede. I sail the red sand coast as I drift in my bare feet. Hobala yo hede, hobala yo hede. I trace old stories told by spirits in the Far East. Hobala yo hede, hobala yo hede. I carry the flame as we dance in the summer heat. Hobala yo hede, hobala yo hede. I follow the drums over hills and dried up palm trees. Hobala yo hede, hobala yo hede. We find peace in the verses of ancient poetries. Hobala yo hede, hobala yo hede. Hobala yo hede, hobala yo hede. Hobala yo hede, hobala yo hede. Hobala yo hede, hobala yo hede.
Telo.
Ika winja koro.
Bas, para winji. Atemo loke wane kama nobo miwa some stability. Owe teko like this. Wacho kan sama wacho weche luo maliete ka jogi ong'e gine bwana. Ing'e dio network.
But aparo koro in clear maber. Aparo ni ber.
Koro nawacho ni after many attacks the writing system obedo ing'en kubedo attacked ok unyal ndiko things for long. So the library and stuff. Koro nyaka come up with strategies ma unyalo tiyo with a concept moting'o a whole concept. Mopanda a whole concept behind it. Maka jogo biro to gibo understand bang'e. Emomiyo nasomo proverbs mek guok. Guok is one of those things. It is a symbol for much more than guok. When I concentrate the last ones on guok, it is one of those symbols. Maki understand gimanga no wacho to owuoyo, it is very profound gima wacho. But kiki atibo paro no wuoyo about guok ma guok. Ami example. Wadi guok. Wadi guok alafu obogine. I proverbs mokogo. Akieka clarify mano. Nado mano wacho ni those proverbs were one of the strategies other than language. Maniti you go to pass down the knowledge. To infuse gigo could things in nature. Infuse the concepts could things manti in nature. If your descendants obiro to gain kanyo and they see the animal that maniti yogo, they can know if kagin very inquisitive, ginyalo neno what you saw. In case they are using the same eyes maningo. They're standing in the same spot maningo. They have the same brain maningo. So if you decoded the thing kichung kanyo, if they stand there and they understand the systems to ginyalo decode it. Okay, it is you, it is your blood putting in. I want it to the next one.
Yeah. Give me what you know. I just want to give me what you know. LUO Proverbs. Without blame or without blame at all, blaming anyone, because things have changed and we've accepted that some things have changed. We are in this century. But we also need to accept that today our society faces moral decline.
Ilal kosan malal. Kechoka winji animo.
There are broken families. They teach respect. They teach unity. They teach patience. They teach leadership. And more importantly, they teach responsibility. So our ancestors used proverbs to sharpen minds. They used proverbs to correct behavior and build strong communities. So by revisiting these teachings, our program is not passing judgment on anyone. We are not going backward. We are reclaiming wisdom that can help guide our present and future generations. Because at the end of the day, LUO Proverbs are cultural mirrors. They remind us who we are, where we come from, and how to live wisely. So it speaks to what Ramoth has just said about the Proverbs, why we use Proverbs, why our ancestors used them, and they are still as intact as they were in the 1800s. So that's why we are revisiting them. Yes, Ramoth. What the number day guok, right? Yeah. Koro guok ema ng'ok to nang'o. Guok no ema ng'ok to nang'o. Guok ema nok to nang'o kawacho mai kaka understand briefly, then you come in.
It's good. And it's ours.
It's basically it's basically, for me, this is very straightforward. But if you use guok, the guok is not used here as an animal. No. It's a figurative. If it's used as a figurative speech. Figurative speech. So guok represents something else. But in person, we say there are people who are very unprincipled. 1 minute they say no to something, but very quickly maybe a circumstance comes and it might be it's a circumstance that favors them. Then all of a sudden they're like, no, it's fine. I'm okay. So for me, it's just one thing. There are people who lack principles. They can change. You must be very careful when you are dealing with them, because they can change they can change their position anytime. That's how I can see it. Yes.
Interesting.
You can come in.
Interesting. And that connotation come on, but I do concentrate a bit more on guok. Guok or stand for several do. Or stand for. Neno kaka one is kimanoach about the scientific method. Ma osmel gu ume oko nang mokwongo. Osmel gu ume otemo sasa matango. What is the difference between this smell and that smell? Kako mark territory. An inner intelligence. So bekwati yogo in the process ma paro. The process ma come to conclusions and timo kamano. So actually kaguok nyalo ng'ok to nango en adier joma onge gini. Joma onge msimamo. Gionge gima gichungo motegno. Jo bandera ufuata upepo. Other than jo bandera ufuata upepo, gima miti gini keto guok at the front end. To joma bandera ufuata upepo giparo ganade. Joji winjo?
How do they think? Giparo ganade.
How do they think? Nikech mondo iluon tie that self-reflection be. Mondo kik ipar ni in miriek to kara labda in ye guok mang'ok to nang'. So ibedo self-aware. Mano mewacho ni guok is a very interesting symbol in Luo. You don't find it everywhere, but kiyude. Kata ka ng'ato dwa kowi wacho no wamak ni guok. To dwa kowi. But ok mean no kowi. Okowi kutimo conversation. Okay ni talking.
Correct.
So nitie that element of kaka paro inside it. Okay, mana the guok ma otemo ng'isi yes ma guok, but the reason ma nikech anyalo wacho ni other animal be timo gini. Can't be another one matimo gini, but I choose guok specifically nikech I'm calling your attention to something. Ok mana guok, I'm calling your attention to something. Awacho ni kamano, so wachako koda kendo. Chala ne this whole place. Nikech an gine. An kama gine. To moro no en guok maling' ema kacho. Ema kecho. Guok maling' ema kecho. To gineno pod call your attention not to the action of the guok. Call your attention to a certain type of thinking. So what code those thinking systems in some of guok, but we are talking about thinking systems. Gima mean kama. Ntie creative thinking, ntie strategic thinking, ntie ging'eny. So gin tools, thinking and be tool in the toolbox.
Correct.
But okay, one tool, okay, nyundo tupu.
Correct.
Makoro ng'ato nyalo bet gi technical thinking. Onyalo so. Emomiyo nawacho science kirendo science bedo gine. Obedo religion kech ntie technical thinking in it and good process. So ng'ano paro nikech I can follow this process. Automatically means no riek. See, for example, anyalo riembo gari. My example maeroga sana kijowa. Anyalo riembo gari. Kendo yudo ka ji riembo Prado kanyo, Subaru gibaro go wi kamano. And Honda and everything magibaro go wi, but they cannot make it. They can operate it. They cannot.
That is very interesting. It's a very interesting analogy because, especially Margarino.
Yeah.
Because I just want to also bring this you were about strategic thinking,
creative thinking,
and creative thinking. So it's Ginemar Riambogarini. There are two people seated here. One is the driver, the other one is possibly an executive of the company, the same company. These people work
Anto Terilal, maybe it's my network, but Okawinji. Anoka winji. Awinjo king'adri. Maybe it's my network. Telo in Kenya. Telo anoka winji at all. Iwinja Telo. Anoka winji at all telo. India. Auda anoka winji. So akia kapodin kanya. Hopefully okawuo over in ma cancel kimi wacho. Hopefully. Okay. So wati kanya kowudo biro to bo continue with this example. Ne Udoma is very endemic kodwa jorating, especially jorating Africa. No wanyalo wan gi operational thinking. Wan gi operational thinking. Wanyalo operate something to be wan gi scientific thinking. Mean no wanyalo follow a certain procedure momiwa and come to a conclusion. But ma create the thing. Manoto is and very lacking. Each one need culture, need an understanding of culture. Ok nyal time mana kaka waparo no time out. Emomiyo Africa nowhere. Ok time. To gik maluongo ni culture is just tradition. Okay, culture. Wacho ni guok maling ema kecho. So ancestors point you to the thinking. What is this type of thinking deal with this effect? This type of thinking deal with this effect. But what could they in work? So it is easier for you to understand. Okay, Guok has very interesting characteristics. Gdano, they coordinate well. Gdano. So wamanyo layman ti karibu Gdano kabisa. Mondo me that example. Mogi ken Guok ne lweny. Podi ineno jomohero ka un kamoro gihero kelo dhawo, gihero yenyo, gihero ka ji gore, gihero ka nitie conflicts ate, to gi make situation machal kamano kendo gimor situation machal kamano. Mano be kiketo guok kanyo tipuonji ni a certain type of thinking. Telo duogo. Iwuoyo adier kachoka winji kose mute. Kami dakika matin ane ka en an moka winji kata kaka be.
Koro winja.
Just gi mute. Kora winji.
Koro winja.
Kora winji clear. Chal ni mute. Ama gino no mute to ok na winjre.
Something happened there between the mic.
No iluar kabisa.
Koro winja.
Igolo example mar gari cha. Masi hiyo ni chako no la.
Tibe iluar kendo. Tiwinja. You're back, right?
Kora winji.
Yeah. So I was saying it was very key. Give me one about Gary. Talk about the two important thinkings that our brains operates on: critical and strategic thinking. Koro, my example just me. It caught my attention because I've always had been in this.
analogy, if you have a driver, these people are working for the same company, a driver and positive. To driver and not think mana critically because nyakongi barabara, nyakongi mtoka bende nito in my dashboard is everything operating correctly. Nyakoneno any hazard to me, I need to stop, I need to do this, I need to check. But quoting an executive of the company, the executive of the company might only be thinking strategically about the whole company. How do I move the company? Where do I move it
Mm.
in the next 5 years and all that? Money example mago nimbe igolo mar mtoka.
And kitchen very evident, especially kineno
That's
Kenya.
why I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Pero come on.
Gino luari kendo telo.
Yeah.
To sama ni lal cha nasomo guok maling ema kecho.
Yes.
Actually, podi no point you to asat. Ok abidhi too much into it. Makoro nyaka ji par gima miyo jogi ng'isi kama nikech ging'isi a very interesting thing. Alafu guok piere aluodha ni lweny. A certain type of thinking be. And the result of that thinking. So ineno oket guok but iparo ni en mana guok but kwere temo ng'isi gimoro ma very profound. Gitemo ng'isi ni sniff out the meaning of this thing mawacho ni. Sniff it out. Sniff out the meaning. Like you be prepared to sniff out the meaning. Ma means nyaki gain some skills. Nyaki gains, and I mean skills, observational skills, and the rest. So Proverbs go ipuonji kaka dhano ma dhano tegno kaka operate. Those three proverbs ng'isi and the opposite. Ng'amoko chwiny, this is how they do. Kagini situation, this is how they operate. This is what they say. This is how they behave. Haya. So, igeno gwendo maori. Igeno gwendo maori. George, ma abo wacho ma specifically to in kod an joma nigi daughters. Ma is a special dedication to one joma nigi daughters.
Kod jowa ma winjo ma nigi daughters.
Nikech obokelo ni dhiang' moro kanyo ma miye hopes. I will be a doctor, kiang'o, and all these other stories. Koro iyudo ni ikete kanyo to ogeno gine. Ogeno gwend maori. Will not happen. Alafu otimo marach ok okel di dhiang' ni mondo inene piyo piyo. Otimre noriek toke kucha. Odwa mana kele kosetimo gik mang'eny kode. Ka en oseparo ni this is the right, this is Mr. Right. Ekodwa introduce ni. To karo kele kuomi nikech ibe in dichuo ing'eyo kaka wa operate ga, ing'e ga mriambo mwabayo ga. Koro ing'e ni mriambo no onyalo mi nyari nikech nyari nyako, but ok onyalo bayi kod obiwinj. Nikech ing'e how the world of men operate. Koro kong'isi George, kong'isi ni, wami example, kong'isi ni obiro kanyo to ng'isi ni nyaminu wacho en ng'ani ober, en ambitious, otiyo tich maber, en very ambitious ang'o. To ng'ani ng'isi ni in the world of men odwa make gine. Odwa make 10 million. Winjo George.
Awinjo.
Odwa make 10 million in 1 year. Joma mabeyo bowacho no, it is possible, blah 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 blah. Wayie, it is possible. You can do it. But okwa begin no gwend maori because we exist in that world. Okwa woo about the impossibility. Kobiro before as wabo penjo the first thing. What is which Nisa 3 or 4 people in your network. Emome omoloi. Nkechi gibo ponji how it is done. Men do not kikawach mago. Watch no ketowech. But ntie questions mwanyalo penje bi realize nima. Mapodwe ni ngima en cartoon. Odwaro oneno nyara is very beautiful free. Osel nyara on hopes.
Oro biro ofel ne nyara hopes gwend maori.
Hopes. Nyara neno kaka and ambitious. In 2 years I will do this, and in 3 years I will do this, and in 4 years I will be here. Ogeno gwend maori ganyo thoroughly. So I mean example, that is one of the questions monyalo penjo nkech there are several. Minyalo penjo nkech ing'e kaka the world of men operate, especially the world of wealthy men, ambitious men. Ing'eyo. There's the way they work. More can men talk. So mano. But luo be ntie that self-reflection. Manema morago. And that point of self-reflection. Maka inyalo bit to reflect through this. Inyalo bit to reflect on yourself. So ibe inyalo bit ni itimo gik moko to igeno gwend maori. Okay, the way to judge most.
Osewacho ni in 2 years ang'era, in 3 years in 4 years, 5 years. To bang' dwe adek to chako nyiso nyari ni kuna mpango nilikuwa nategemea hapa ijaingiana na buda yako atusotao tutamsoti hii container ikikuja.
Hati kuna project na ngoja, kuna vitu tunangoja nipatie pesa iko kwa account yako ni clear tu hizi vitu kwa pot. Iko karibu. We will be rich, I tell you.
Iko na container, iko na 20
na kaka moko miwinjo kaka na niko na makastoma wengi wapi, but I know they exist. I know they are there. Just bring the na jotu nikieka ikianguka tu pot pap ni jotu nimeingiza Nairobi. Hot cake. Ogeno gwend maori kanyo properly. So inyalo kete in several things. So now I can be self-reflection. Opunji self-reflection kendo. Ni inyalo bet ni kata promise ni won.
Yes.
Mane mahero kod luo. There is this self-reflection. That is what I find sweet about this culture. Because kidi biwacho no ke kidi nyange to intichuo. It means ni as long as kirango giri to skin onge. Ngisol kori react. Everything you do is right. You don't get reflection. Tineno this nonsense kumopomiyo Kenya ntie. Kata kwa you able leader or nyalo miyo leadership nikech blah blah blah. So Misaka Kajibo work in this situation, leader in take good solution, but okay. So manemo mi ahero manema meet luo kuoma. It has this self-reflection. To me symbols ma inyalo navigate this thing. Yani kwere ni oheri so much. Nigiwe so much minyalo rango maneuver. Nkech manema nyiso ka kwere ni oheri. Nigi miya blueprint. Problem ni no kinene nkech in modern or in religious or in Okinjaluo, in European luongo Luo Pian, Luo American. In Luo Asian, ok in Jaluo anymore. In Luo South African, akia mago iluongo nade. Luo Mzanzi, akia George ni mago iluongo nade, but all these delusions. So kini delusion ok inyal neno really gimoket before you to help you navigate. Ok ni mondo ichukia jomoko ama mondo iyany jomoko, mana mondo navigate nikech ok wasik ka. Nitie moro mawacho ni gin piny ok sikie. Nitie proverb moro mawacho ni piny ok sikie. Piny siko to ok sikie. So ka kwereni oseng'isi ni piny osiko to ok sikie, dong nyaka wayud the way to maneuver quickly. To maneuver quickly. Ochal upgrade ma memory ma computer. Time moro ne en mana 24 GB before. Kwanza ne en 2 adi. Ne en mana 214, ne en 2 what? MB. To di 64. To di 128. To di koidho kamano. Mana MB. Megabyte. To watemo timo the same thing our children. Gibedo the next better version of us. Ok by demanding a lot, by miyogi a roadmap to navigate quickly. Kaka nwasomo Lwanda Magere yudo there was a course mang'ane ne miye, a training course ma the society ne miye, to Nyando be ne konyego. So as he's going through the course, or learn some things. Tineno Nyando emphasize the course go Proverbs. Maybe mano no kalo, but it was there.
No, it was there.
Nyando always, but he was one of the ablest warriors in the village. One of the best. So no heo kata one Lwanda Magere. So there's that element. Koro ouda waduok nigo in case in gi gimoro midwa wacho. Nikech wagine wadhire.
Ramotha onge gima ng'eny madwa wacho. En mana ni iwinja?
Kendo ma clear.
En mana ni the proverbs kata wawacho gigi, and they are mixed with wise sayings, because in the process of elaborating them, we say a lot around a proverb. Kata kwa elaborate on one, in the process now you use wise sayings to actually describe or explain or expound on the proverb itself. Koro, the most important thing is why the proverb, especially for this generation and for Luos here, either here or those who are not listening to us. But like I said before, we are revisiting these proverbs because they are alive with us today. I'm picking on one, and the one I'm picking on, Doc Edgework. Doc Edgework is even biblical. I will not quickly pick up the verse and the chapter, but it says that the tongue is a small organ, but it can burn the whole world. Now, I may use the word, the Bible says tongue, but the tongue is in the mouth. The tongue operates within the mouth. So the proverb, Doc Edgework, can never be old. It cannot be said to be very old now. We can't use it. It's biblical. It's scientific. Because even in thinking, in a class of psychology, when you sit down, there are those principles of life mipuonji nyaka ibed kodgi. And we summarize it, as we always say, that a man who cannot take care of themselves cannot take care of any other thing. You have to be a man who can. Number one, first thing, priority is you as a man to use these proverbs to navigate yourself first before you can navigate the issues around you first before you can take care of any other. You can't take care of a society if you cannot take care of yourself. You can't take care of your family if you yourself you can't manage yourself. You can't take care of the country if you are given a nation to take care of, and yet you can't take. But even the judgment itself, shallow judgment, they will always say, "Temeni dwa bedo MP, temeni dwa bedo councillor, temeni dwa bedo president." The first thing they will check, osenyombo. That's the number one thing. Because osenyombo does not just mean that woman you're bringing, the home. How are you taking care of your woman and your family, your kids, and your relatives at large? So the moment igoro pachi, ni dwaro ni ting'o wi ni kwacho golo koke dwa chung any dwaro contest any, especially in Luo land. And to be honest with you, it's in Luo land it's even critical because sometimes even when you are married, still they want to know from where it's happening, from where. So it doesn't matter whether this person possibly it connects with him or actually a man gets judged in the society judges you. What kind of a man are you? So still you can be married, but still some of them will ask from where. That's always an issue. So it doesn't matter whether you are capable, whether you are effective, you are an effective leader. But the thing that they want to know from you is how is he taking care of his surroundings? But surroundings is the family first. My friend, you go to campaign with people who are better in that field. That is the only campaign tool that will make you fall. Bane midwa boido. Jojo Uko, thank you. Jojo Uko actually verse ma quote iluongo in the book of James, chapter 3, verse 5. The tongue is a small organ, but can burn the whole world. Ramoth, I don't have much to say. I just wanted to say that. But I think today's proverbs were quite deep. They were really deep. And I even think we have not even really expounded fully, but I think they were very deep today. Kataman again Ogwend Maori have gone with it, we've given in terms of giving examples with our own daughters, getting men who are lying to them, and making them gain Ogwend Maori, making fake promises. And then in the end you realize that these things were all promises. I simply gain Ogwend Maori, which was not going to materialize into anything. So I think today's ones were very, very deep. Otherwise, I don't know.
Jojo oka gine okata promises magone gine magone delusions.
Delusions, not even promises.
Delusions.
Yeah,
mako okata promises mago delusions.
Delusion.
Yes. Delulu and serious. I mean, you Kenya kagiwachon delulu. Delulu and serious. Kata chuo hallucinate mokutugo. Nikeje okelo ga shida seche moko. Especially mago is okay. Tieka mondo wagine.
Yeah, koro toka paro ni koro bende kamwase chwaleno makawuono ni be koro roma for the LUO Proverbs Wise Sayings. Aparo ni mana ji koro. Akiani kawuono kose kawuono achiwo present koro next week ko bedo the quiz of the week. I'm not sure. Because the quiz of the week today.
Nikech gima paro no adwaro gima paro no ne ber kane ka gibo remember next week. Nikech I'm curious ng'en okay, wawache kama. Ka wabiro ka every Sunday, every Monday, twasomo Proverbs. to gilokre intellectual entertainment. Ok en worth it. Ok en worth it. Okwa team gigi so that you have intellectual junk food. We are not interested in providing intellectual junk food. Rather, we bed with 10 people, mangalo understand the message of the proverbs and apply it. Ngechodoro joma effective. Than bed code G500. But they are there just for intellectual entertainment. It is nice to hear. It is just nice. It is very entertaining. We have something to do on Monday. No, I can't want it to do it like that. Let's then give him a shot. The cook point you are thinking questions. Actually, for example, so you injure these proverbs. How can you apply them in your life? How can you apply them in your life? I know is the most important thing. How can you apply them in your life? Ibo winjo sama ini chako bedo, ichako geno gwend maori. And how will you know? Onyalo spark a certain thinking system inyalo tiyogo. Yeah, so team for entertainment. Luo is our business. That's my mommy wachoga at that point. Business. And Pokaido business for entertainment. And if they do it like that, Okobi survive so much. And any other business should be fun and you work as if you don't enjoy. Interesting. But Okwadua intellectual entertainment. So awacho kamano ang'en jomoko igi nyalo wang' wacho no kobiduogo. Thank you for being here. But ka ok en the thing to ok wan interested in intellectual entertainment at all. This is minyalo timo gigo be discuss nonsense and intellectual candy wakikaluonge nonsense, intellectual candy or mental candy. Omit but onge kuminyalo tere. At least you spend 2 hours, you take 2 hours of your life doing something. So, kumano atieko, George, tatieko kawacho ni. Iwacho nadi, George?
No, tiek.
Awacho ni Luo is our business. Luo.
Yeah.
Is our business.
Correct.
And we are open for business 24/7. 366. We take checks. Cash, Bitcoin, virtual money, physical money. Mokwaka is spiritual money. That one does not exist. Physical money. Bank transfers.
Ine maneno
Erokamano so much.
ine maneno kichiwo pesa. Ok aneno ka ine maneno kichiwo pesa. Which is very good. But
Pastor Ng'ang'a nopuonja ni unapanda mbegu. Erokamano, George.
Erokamano. The adage Luo is our business. Is mostly Ramoth Kwache, possibly people will not understand it properly. Kamede, and the reason why we say Luo is our business, we are very concerned with our young people growing up, and we are doing a lot of work with them. They are the people who have given us that word. Luo is our business, because some of them say, "Hey, you are really you people don't know what you are doing for us, because if you knew where we were and where we are now, especially some young people. So they always tell us that, and then we say, because Luo is our business. Luo is our business means the next generation is our business. In simple terms, the next generation is our business. And therefore, we are concerned with the next generation. We want to tap rieko mani kuom jodongo kaka jaduong' Ananga ma was here a few weeks ago. We want to transfer it to the next generation. Kik ginind kode maonge ng'amotiyo kode. That goes to what Ramota said. If it's always important that puonj to we ask ourselves, how do we apply that teaching? To help somebody else or to help myself. So that's why we are so concerned with the next generation. That's why we're saying Luo is our business, because we have tapped into a whole generation of people like Anang. It's a big group. That's a group that we're tapping from and work to the next generation. Because even us, our beta TNDG, to wabeta TNDG, they give us all this wisdom and we don't give it to the next generation, then we are not also fair. So that's why we are doing this. Ko kamano, jogo manka duto kawuono, like Ramot started saying, you could be doing something else. You could be reading a book. You could be listening to a TV program. You could be listening to music, but you chose to be here with us. We can't thank you enough. And we are doing this because of you. And we really appreciate you. We thank you for always taking your time and coming here. We don't take it, believe you me, we don't take it for granted. And that is why we also decided that apart from tiyone muindi, kawase tieko mar muindi mon be watimo, then we have decided nikata all nade. We don't want to let you down. That's why we also make sure any programs mwasepango ni gin mag Monday. It doesn't matter how tired you miti ka muindi. Ka in ng'ama twang'o wuoche kaka an matwang'o wuoche gi besende kama. Doesn't matter ni itwang'o besende adi gi wuoche adi, but nyaki twang'e kati ol kati daw gi customers. Nitie moko mane okelo wuoche kora chwich tinimiye kora cham. Koro mago duto nitie. But wakwayo Nyasaye otelnu kendo ritu. To otherwise, aparo nu katieko. Frederick Onyango, kora nyalo lando the prize. Frederick Onyango, ichamo siling 1,000. You won the quiz for the other week. Ivona Chien, 500 Kenya shilling. Paris Nungo. 250 Kenya shilling. The number one person didn't just bring the name of Ugungo. He went on to elaborate on what Ugungo eats, what season is Ugungo around, what kind of a bird is it. So, and no chiwa a lot of information.
George wapenjie. Nikech otimo iwinjo.
Awinji.
Otimo extra.
Okay, duogo.
Wamed gimoro iwiye nikech otimo extra effort. Nyaka seasons, everything.
No, aparo ni mano ne en mar that the question was for that and we gave
Okay.
justification. Koro ng'at ma next, koro wabro neno gima timo. Kik une na tamra pesa, am I usiling? We stick by the rules. We don't change. We
Mana
don't change.
dear.
We don't
Mana
change
dear.
the rules of the game midway. We stick
Mana
to
dear.
the yeah.
Ma ken football mar Algeria kod Senegal.
Senegal. Yeah, koro aparo mana ito ken. Koro jowadwa Ramoth, akia in giwach mogik.
Aonge wach erokamano. Mana wacho erokamano.
To Ramoth in bende agoyoni erokamano kuom kawo thuoloni ma ibiroga to wawuoye wachni wechegi. To koro jowa ung'eyo ni mande wan kod LUO Proverbs and Wise Sayings. Tuesday kiny pod we are trying to find our old man. And got few issues here and there, but obviously we'll alert you in the day. And we have a topic already. Enema pod we will get hold of it. Thursdays Luanda Magere, you know as well. This week there are a few nice things coming. We will let you know in advance. Kaka Miuga, the posters and tells you what is going on. Madi Nyasaye tell me, Nyasaye Ogwedu. DJ Nanika. Owacho ni wago thumbe moko. DJ Maran go kama tino go thumbe mos mamuol. Koro DJ man kane wacho in the next 1 hour odwa chwadonu muruti mar benga nikech owuoyo weche luo. Koro ayoro odwa chwadonu benga moko ka toriwonu kod dibala moro matin kae tuoyo nind. Kiny bende en tich ok wabudh ahinya. Kiny nwarom kiny. We'll tell you what is going on by the day which we shall have known. We know the one called the topic already. We just catching up with. Okadwar wacho ni the mzee will be here and then possibly you'll get held up. So yeah, erokamano. Nyasaye otelu, Nyasaye ogwedu. Verigo Nyango, well done. Ivona Chien, congratulations. Peris Nungo, congratulations. Koro dho soda. Jomodong, koro next time kawa chiwo a quiz. Jaribu, tuma majibu, or duoko. Erokamano nyalinu. Joko mapod nyalo winjo thum kodwa. Karibu, asanteni. Chukua. Ishike. Erokamano.